Hi, my name is Greg Towery, and I pastor Grace Point Church in Madison Heights, Virginia. I'd like to take 5 or 6 minutes to help you make the most out of your online worship experience. The first thing I would suggest that you do is determine to be at church. Those who attend regularly before the pandemic are most likely the folks who didn't wait until Saturday night or Sunday morning to decide if they were going to go to church. They decided once and for all they were going to attend. Likewise, I think you'll most likely attend your online worship service on a weekly manner if you decide to do it. You're just going to do it. So barring sickness and having to go to work or being away on vacation, you're going to be there every Sunday. So determine to be at church. Secondly, I would encourage you to get physically ready for church. We, of course, do that when we go into the physical church. But think about this. Many of us are probably watching online in our pajamas. We may be getting up right before it starts or even as it starts. So I want to encourage you to get up an hour early, eat some breakfast, and take some time to pray and get your mind ready for church. For some people, it might even help to get dressed, even if that's just throwing on a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. Sometimes to get our head around it, to get attitudinally there, we have to get ready for church. So I would encourage you to do whatever would help you to actually be ready to participate in the church service. I would also encourage you to have all the family join in if you live with others in your home. Get around the same device. Get in your pew. That is the sofa or the chair you're going to sit in. I would suggest take the largest TV that you have in the house and get around that. That's your sanctuary. That's your worship, your church worship area. And so get everybody around there and participate. That brings me to my next point: is step up your technology. Many of us are watching Facebook Live from a 4-inch screen on our phone or maybe a 10-inch screen on our tablet. But imagine putting it on a 47-inch screen on your flat-screen TV. Almost everyone has a smart TV these days. It's very likely that the TV you have has internet capabilities. So if you don't know how to cast your phone to your television, or if you don't know how to use the apps that come on your smart TV, like Facebook Watch or the YouTube app, I would encourage you to find a video online that will train you to do that, or reach out to a friend or family member that can show you how to get Facebook Live or whatever streaming method you're using on your television. The next thing I want to ask you to do is to get involved in the online worship service. Just like physically going to church, you're going to get more out of it if you get involved. So let me offer you several ways to get involved. First, check in on the Facebook page which hosts the online worship service. And so when you're making a post, just use the check on feature. You probably have to search your church since you're not physically near it, and you just type in the church name, you'll find it, click it, and then say, hey, I'm here, and check in. That'll give a boost to your church that sponsors your online worship and help your friends know that you are at church, and they can join you too when they see more about your church. Another thing is I would like for you to do, behave like you're at church. When you're at church, you don't iron clothes, you don't talk to other people, you're not walking around, right? So just sit down, take that sofa, let that be your pew or wherever you're sitting down, and pretend you're at church. I can promise you'll get a lot more out of it. Comment and activate emoticons or emojis. So if you're watching the service and you love something, click that heart. If something surprised you, click the wow emoji. Don't ever click the angry one, however. I would encourage you not to do that. All that's going to do is cause confusion. It could upset some people. So if something happens during the worship service that made you angry, I would highly suggest that you not talk about that online. Send a private message to the pastor or talk to someone about that offline. That's just some advice coming from a pastor. Say hello to others that are watching the service. You'll see who's online on your screen. You'll see a list of people that are watching. Say hi to them. Let them know that you care about them, and say maybe wave at them. And that's a huge way to participate in your online church service. And of course, sing out loud during the song. So many people tell me they don't. They just look at their phone, and there's the praise band up there, or the choir is up there, song leaders up there, and you're not singing along. Make sure that you sing along. And if you can, when the preacher's preaching, take notes. Get involved. Be at that church, and you'll get a lot more out of it. As we continue, one thing I want you to do is determine to contribute. The online worship service is absolutely free, but it doesn't mean that there's not a church hosting it without expenses. And of course, the church that hosts that online service has expenses, and if you're getting a blessing from that church, or it is your church, consider giving online. Most churches have a website or some feature even on Facebook where you can donate and give electronically, or you can get the P.O. box, an address, or mail in a gift. But don't do it if you don't want to, and don't do it if you can't afford to. But if your heart is there and you have the ability, consider giving online or mailing a gift into your church. And then I want you to share your online church experience with others. There's a couple ways you can do this. There's a feature on Facebook called Watch Party. You've probably seen it, and maybe you've participated in it. So once you start worshiping online, you can start a watch party. And when you do that, your friends will see that, hey, she's at church, he's at church. They'll have the option to join in. It's not invasive because people can come and go from the watch party as they please. So don't feel like you're imposing on anyone by hosting a watch party. If you don't know how to do that, I again would suggest that you ask someone you know who's tech savvy, hey, show me how to start a watch party or participate in a watch party, or you can go to the Facebook help section and they'll give you bullet points how to do that as well. You can also share your church by 5-10 minutes or even the night before your church service starts. Put it on your page. Here's a link to my online church service. I'd love you to join us. And then if the service is ended, you can share a link to the uploaded service, whether it's on YouTube or permanently on Facebook, wherever that is. Let me close with this. I want to strongly suggest to you that as the pandemic fades out, we'll get back to some normalcy in our life. When you feel safe to do so, transition from being an online worshiper to being an on-campus worshiper. I know you may have told yourself there's little, if any, difference between attending online and attending in person, but I can promise you there's a world of difference. And so if you can decide at some point, I'm going to get there to that church that I've been involved in online, and I'm going to get there on campus and enjoy that church. God bless you. I hope this has helped you a little bit, be a little more involved with your online worship service. God bless you. Be safe. Take care. Thank you.